I put up a few short videos when I was waiting to get this back from repair, warranty stuff, dealing with Silverrock and a Ford dealer. I deleted those ones because they were kind of disjointed. I'm gonna make one that's a little bit more concise, a little bit more detailed, just closing out my experience with Carvana purchase and Silverrock warranty. The first video I posted goes into pretty good detail about the experience purchasing the car and getting financing and having it delivered, trading in my last car and all that stuff. So I'm just gonna sum that up real quick and then move into the next part, which is, dealing with the warranty and the overall condition of the car and whether or not I'm happy with the whole experience. So to sum up the first part, purchasing was really quick. It was less than a week between when I decided to buy this and when I had it sitting here and my other car was gone. And it was all very easy, just a handful of calls with Carvana and one with a local credit union to get the financing squared away. And in under a week, this was here. I took it for a short, like a 10-minute test drive, and it was tracking straight, and it just felt good. It sounded good. The clutch felt good. And at that point, I was just too excited. I went back. I didn't even really look it over in that much detail. I walked around it and glanced at it, and I was like, wow, it's in such good shape. I'm so blown away. And I didn't notice several things at first. The only thing I noticed right off the bat was that the seat motor sounded really horrible and it was moving slow. And I was like, well, it's not that big of a deal. I'll just move the seat all the way back and it'll stay there because I'm tall and the seat stays back anyway. So the inspection guy comes out, checks for codes, looks over the outside of the car under the hood. He didn't lift the car, so he's not really looking underneath it that closely. He took it for like a 5 or 10 minute drive. And ultimately he was like, it's in really good shape. It looks like service has been kept up. The rear diff makes some noise, yes. So that's usually not a big issue. The seat was messed up. Obviously not that big of an issue. And then he said that it had signs of having some metal work done at some point right there by the kind of by the antenna, and you can't see it at all. So I don't know how to feel about that. I was a little annoyed to find that out, but all the panels line up nicely. The paint doesn't look like, mismatched anywhere, so I wasn't too upset about that. I think that cost like $179 or something like that for that inspection. And at that point I was feeling fine with the car. I wasn't planning to do anything else, but about a week later I started getting a like crunchy feel to the clutch pedal. Intermittent, just after it's all the way warmed up, you go to shift gears and feel almost like there was sand in the pivot point of the pedal assembly or something. Pump it a few times, it'd go away, be fine for a while. And that caused me a little bit of concern, thinking, I don't know if it's the master cylinder, clutch master cylinder, or the slave cylinder, or like a bearing, an input bearing or something. So that was a little concerning. And then I looked under the hood and I saw that there was some fraying on my accessory belt. And I figured, well, now I have a few things that I'm concerned about with the car. I'll go ahead and take it to Ford. Unfortunately, by this time, I'm already kind of getting late in my Silverrock warranty. I really dragged my feet. I should have just gone to Ford in the first place and got that all out of the way. But live and learn. So I take it to Ford. So no problem detected for the clutch, the exhaust, the engine tick, no problem detected. The belt cost me out of pocket to replace. The seat assembly and electronics were covered under the warranty. A diff surface was covered under the warranty. Ended up paying $300 and some odd dollars for the belt service out of pocket, and then I think the deductible for Silverrock was $350. So it came to, I think, $690 and some change out of pocket on this car that I just bought to, you know, get a couple of things taken care of. I'm glad that the warranty took care of the seat thing, because that was I don't know, $1,800 worth of parts and labor just on the seat alone. And for somehow I think they charged like $500 for a diff service, which is kind of crazy to me, but whatever. The diff came back quiet. No more moaning around turns in the parking lot. So that was very nice. The seat, I didn't even realize that the lumbar adjustment didn't work before I got the seat back. I hit the button and I was like, oh wait, now I feel that. It had forward and back tilt that I didn't even realize it had, because I just wasn't that concerned with the seat, so I wasn't checking it that closely. I just knew that it didn't go back and forth that well. So now the seat works perfectly. The belts are placed and the rear end is no longer noisy. So am I happy with the whole experience? I don't think happy is the right word. I'm not unhappy. I love this car. I'm having more fun driving than I've ever had before. So a couple of things I may have to deal with at some point. Will I do Carvana again? Ooh, it's hard to say. Now, I mean, it's still possible if I spent an hour test driving a car that some things might not present themselves. It took me a month probably, and then, you know, the car was gone, and then I had it back, and then another month to kind of notice all the little imperfections in what they did with respraying the front and rear bumpers. The front lip had a lot of overspray on it, and there's some, like, they put black touch-up paint on the front lip in a couple of spots to like cover up how badly they did respraying the front bumper. There's some of it on the headlight assembly. You can't see it when the hood's shut. The rear bumper has some similar kind of things going on. There's a little bit of overspray on the taillight assembly, and then there's some black touch-up paint on the black rear bumper. And, you know, hopefully next time I will pay closer attention to certain details and be a little bit less impulsive. But regardless, I am enjoying this car and I do love it. And I think that'll wrap up all of my discussions regarding Carvana and the Silverrock warranty. And I'll just be moving forward with maintenance and modifications and a bit of learning how to drive it harder and all that kind of stuff. So appreciate you watching. Thanks.